social, at least in our view, I think you guys share this, is first and foremost about earned media. But earned media does not mean free. It costs something to do that. When you think about budgeting, where, and obviously everybody is spending more money on social this year than they were 3 years ago. Can you shed some light on where that money is coming from? Are those new marketing budgets, or are they being reallocated from somewhere else?
So right now, because I think for Kraft, it's a fairly new space to be in. I mean, we do have some brands that have been doing it for a little bit, Oreo, for example, but right now I think that they're pulling the money from what would have been their sort of production dollars. So they're advertising what we call non-working dollars. Anything that they would have used to produce, TV ad or digital campaign or something like that. That's where they're pulling the money from. I think eventually you'll see us move to dedicated social media budgets.
It's the same on our end as well. So, in an entertainment company, the budgets are wired really to marketing. Marketing is the consumer-facing, budgetary, and fiscally, that's how it's structured. The digital team does, I think through their own innovations, take meetings where they're looking at strategies and they will loop in the marketing team. The marketing team will do the same. So you really can, I think, from a business perspective, do well reaching out to both teams, but the marketing team is structured within most entertainment companies to really be the sort of funding of where you're hiring third parties to come up with strategy.
And do you see the dollars that are paying for that coming more of subtracting from media budgets or from production budgets?
I think it's the same as Beth. I think that originally it was one marketing pool, and through research over the years, we've proved that, okay, great, Facebook was driving 1% of our traffic in 2008 and 2009. It was a top 5 referrer to our site. That led to us budgeting against putting resources behind having community management on Facebook and really having people refresh those pages every day. So today, no true social budget, but coming out of a sole marketing budget. And I agree. Someday there will be a social marketing.
Yeah, and I think
budget.
I'm sure either you work at packaged goods companies or have worked with packaged goods companies. I mean, it takes a while to change a process.
Absolutely.
So right now, like I said, people are pulling it from existing budgets, but my hope is that eventually we have dedicated budgets to it.
One of the questions that camp I heard bantered around this morning was, how do you measure success? And I think it's intertwined, again, like everything else, there's a tie-in, and when you talk about how to make a business case for increasing the social marketing budget or reallocating funds, I think that's very much tied into how do you go about measuring success. Again, another open-ended question, but can you kind of elaborate on how either it's happening where you are or how you think it should be happening?
Yeah, do you want to?
Yeah, I was going to say therein lies the $1 million question.
Yes.
At least for us. I know that, again, packaged goods companies, our brands are very focused on how is it moving my volume short term, and we have to help them understand that this is a conversation with your consumers. It's not a campaign. It's not a short-term sales lift. This is an ongoing thing. So I think, for now, people have talked about the KPIs, a lot of these KPIs today. It's, number of connections, number of engaged, because it's not fans anymore, sorry, number of engaged, connections that you have, the sentiment, things like that.
Cable's a very competitive space for us. We've worked very hard internally to prove that having a trending topic on Twitter is success, that having lift and search is success, by having 100,000 fans on a Facebook page is success. It's not necessarily ROI, but it is success. Being relevant, being buzzed about while your show is on. Live viewing is a huge problem for television right now. We really have to figure out ways to engage the viewer to come home at a specific time in prime when we're generating the largest amount of revenue and to watch a show live. So success is, all of those new metrics. In addition to that, it's ratings, it's driving traffic, and Facebook has proven itself to driving traffic for us. We're looking to Twitter now. We're really looking to understand how we can leverage that platform and drive traffic, which we know it's doing for CNN and other brands that we're seeing on research.
I mean, while the output is different for each of you, they're both offline activities, right? The ultimate thing is you're here to drive TV ratings. You're here to move cases at the supermarket. One of the challenges we've had with working with a lot of our clients and trying to help them build business cases is you get a catch-22, because you can't get the approval to spend significant amounts of money because you don't have the measurement to be able to demonstrate that you can move things offline. Yet you can't build that business case unless you spend the amount of money to actually move things offline. And you get this conundrum where it's difficult to get out of the experimental budget.
You have to redefine it for the people that you're reporting to. You really have to prove that, again, being relevant on Twitter does drive ratings. How does it drive ratings? Well, if there's no other marketing support that a show is getting, then there's really no other logic behind why something's becoming buzzier. And for us, buzz is very relevant. You know, you have, I mean, at any given time, 50 options on cable alone of, you know, a new original program that you could watch. So I think you just have to work, you know, very strategically on convincing and being relevant.
I think what's helped us too is just showing our brands, how many people are actually out there already talking about them, and you know, telling them, you know, these people are out there talking about you already, why not join the conversation? So I think on this we've gotten a little bit of a, you know, little leeway with the sales lift by showing them just the sheer amount of consumers out talking about them, and, you know, going at it from the conversation angle, also from a consumer response, like our, you know, the people that actually go out and respond to consumers if they call 1-800-CRAFT. I think that's helped us a lot too, just being able to monitor and show them how many people have talked about them.
And communicating back to the customer as well, which really didn't exist before.
I've got a number of other questions, but I want to stay true to my word. I would love to go out in the audience if there's any questions there. Anybody want to pipe in? Let's get the mic's coming right here. Right here up front, second row.
Yes, my name's Brad Bernard from Harmelin Media. You talked about, you know, managing through social media within the company, which is sometimes siloed, and how to do that. What about working with your outside marketing partners, with agencies? Because there's a variety of different agencies that can cooperate or even claim stake or take a lead role, whether it be PR, a digital shop, traditional agency, a media specialist, and so forth.
So, I mean, I can answer that. I think actually we had talked about this before, but, you know, we have a lot of agencies that we work with across Kraft and North America. We actually just underwent a review for social media agencies, because part of what we want to do is provide what we think are the best in class agencies for our brands to work with, because there are a lot of agencies out there, and I think they can come in and say, I could come in and say, I can do social media. Some of our current roster agencies aren't poised to do it, they just don't have the staff. So, you know, we did look at partners that we felt, and some of them are PR agencies, some of them are digital agencies that we work with, and some are actual social media, you know, social media specific agencies. So we actually went out and enlisted, you know, had people come in and present to us, and we have a list of agencies that we take out, you know, to share with our brand teams if they want to get into the space. People we feel are best suited to help them. So, I mean, we do work with agencies, and they are helping us. But
on our end, you know, one of the smartest pitches that I heard was an agency that came in and said, this is what you guys aren't doing. You guys have been in social, have been doing interactive TV for 5 years. This is what you're not doing. Missed opportunities. For example, you know, blogs are vital for Bravo. It drives about 40% of our traffic on any given month. That's huge. Someone that understands the specialty of television, entertainment, and then reality. The fact that, you know, I mean, my God, like, I mean, Teresa might flip the table, but, you know, that's fine. But she may go on Facebook and see that 100 people hate her or love her. Really understanding that we should be on Facebook, or maybe we shouldn't be on Foursquare, or maybe we should, or just really someone who understands the specialty, in addition to just really coming in with, great, this is what you guys aren't doing. So, for example, in the blog space, and this is something that I really don't know a lot of companies that use Hitwise, but Hitwise is great for showing, great, you're getting this much traffic, but this is how much you're losing, because there are so many blogs that are out there writing about the Real Housewives. So when it came to optimization, when it came to SEM, we actually had an agency come in and say, this is how much you're spending. You don't own all of the brands that are related to your term. And these blogs are writing about your property more than you are. You've got to ramp this up, because you're losing all of this site traffic when, you know, all of these other sites are coming up first in search. So it's the creative companies that come in and say, you guys are great, you're rock stars, you're innovators, but these are some things that you might want to look at.